Vlahakis. We're going to be doing some gentle yoga today. I'd like for you to look down at your feet. We'll start out with this practice called Prana Activation from standing. Your feet are parallel, good hip distance apart, unlocking the ankles, knees, and hips. As you arrive here, feel your breath, feel the connection between your feet and the earth. And we'll stretch one arm up, maybe your right arm stretching up and side bend over. Let the left arm be loose. Notice where you feel sensation in your body. Softening, maybe areas where you feel some holding or resistance around the neck, shoulders. Good. When you're ready, inhale, rise. And we're going to turn the palms out, facing outward. As the heel of your wrists meet, flip the palms over and let that rest on your belly. Feel the breath flowing in and breath flowing out. Other side, reaching up. Get some length and side stretch. Stretching the muscles between the ribs that help us with our breathing. Right arm can be loose. Big breath in, long breath out. When you're ready, rise. Turn the palms over. Heel of the wrist touch, flip it over and let that settle. Now both arms reach overhead. Little climbing of the ladder, one side and the other. And then create some space around the waist. Invite more breath. Now both arms reaching up, big breath in, turn the palms towards you, bend the knees as you fold forward. Your knees are bent, you might just let that wave wash over your body as you hang out here in a forward bend. You can have your elbows on your thighs, or if you want to go deeper, wrap your elbows and let the body hang off of your thighs. Knees are quite bent. And you can come into a swaying motion. If this is too low to be in that forward bend, just come up a little higher where your arms are on your thighs. And notice the back body in particular. Breathing into the back, the hips. When you're ready, walk your palms onto your thighs, root down through the legs. Use your core and leg strength, slowly rolling up vertebra by vertebra. Head is last to come up. Once you come all the way up to standing, reset shoulders up, back, and down. Couple shoulder rolls. Nice and easy. Now the hands support the lower back. The next shape that we create with the spine in Prana Activation is this gentle back bend, lifting the heart, opening the front body. You might contract the abdominal muscles slightly in and up to support the lower back. Breathing, shoulder blades squeeze toward each other. Big breath in, long breath out as you come to center. Now let the feet come a little wider apart, maybe wider than the shoulders. This time we're going to move the spine in a twist, right and left. As you bring the weight onto this leg, the arms, the front arm wraps around that side. The opposite heel might pop up. Arms are loose. Now you're connecting front and back parts of your body, maybe the right and left, and everything in between. Feeling the multi-dimensional you here and now for your practice. And slowly let this unwind. Walk your feet in a little closer together. So we've just stretched our spine in the various directions that the spine can move. The second part of the Prana Activation is a self-massage. So start with the hands rubbing together. Activate healing energy in your two palms. And bring the index finger behind your ears as you massage up and down behind the ears. Some tender areas there. And rub your hands again, lightly cup your palms over your face. Let the eyes rest, mouth and jaw relax. Give yourself this yogic facial. Easy breathing, tips of the fingers to the bridge of the nose, to the forehead center. Now run a line with your fingertips down the center of the skull a few times. With your palms, smooth out the back of the head. One hand to the side of the head. And keep that image of your hand as this healing light as you come across any tender spots, the shoulder, elbow, forearm, wrist, hand. Smooth over any tenderness, tightness, confusion, up the inner arm to the armpit, down the side of your ribs. Now, other side. Activating the prana, which can mean the internal energy in your body. We're activating it, getting the blood circulating, waking up, down the sides. Now both hands to upper chest, maybe a little circle here of the heart, middle of the chest. Remember to meet yourself where you are in this practice. Belly. Wrap the hands around your waist to the kidneys, a little deeper with a fist, maybe massaging the kidneys, below the low ribs. Take some nice big breaths here. And then a little lower, you'll feel that bony plate, the sacrum. You can bring your palms now out to the hips as you brush down the outer thighs. Be safe as you come into your forward bend. You can bend your knees a lot, down the shins, brushing the outer ankles, feet. Hands to the inside of your feet, brushing upwards, ankles, calves, knees, thighs. Activating the energy channels in your legs now, coming up to the groin and the lower abdomen, circling the lower belly a few times. Let this hand rest below the navel, the other hand rests over top. Just let your arms relax, your thoughts relax. The invocation from this practice: may what we're about to do yield favorable results. May it give us the capacity to benefit ourselves and others. May it help us overcome ignorance and limitations. May it clear obstacles along the path. And may it lead us to the union of wisdom and compassion. Feel your feet. How do your feet meet the earth in this moment? Feel the weight evenly distributed between the right and the left. eyes may be softly open or closed. Leave one hand on the low belly, the other hand over the heart. And observe how your body moves with the breath. Slightly lift up the back of the ears, dropping your chin to elongate the neck. Allow the shoulders to release away from the ears. And when you're ready, slowly opening your eyes, let the arms come down, rotating the palms out and up. Arms reach overhead for a big sun salute, greeting the light. Palms touch at the top, lowering the hands down the center line, rest on your heart, remembering that light within. Now take a step out, right and left, a wide stance, wider than your shoulders. You can look down, your toes are slightly turned outward. We're going to come into the victory squat pose. So this is a squat. We'll test it out, hands on the hips. Your toes are slightly turned out. As you lower the hips, bend the knees, lower the hips, you might test it out just a few degrees. Stretch as you straighten the legs, not locking the knees though, and then a little, just lowering the hips if you're sitting back on that high stool. Lubricating the joints around the knees and hips. This time the arms come out and up, palms meet at the top, and we'll settle into the expression of our victory squat or goddess pose. Again, you might have less of an angle. Your back is still vertical, nice and straight. Let's bring the arms out to a goal post, maybe a shape like this right angle. Shoulders relax, shoulder blades smooth on the back. Feel your strength. Lifting up the back of the ears, neck is long. And we're going to bring the hands to the thighs, shift the hips straight back. So you want to have a wide stance for this, the hips shift back. Your spine is lengthening out in front. Dip the left shoulder as you look over to the right, keeping that left thigh open. Notice the stretch, inner thigh. Come back to the center, dip the right shoulder, look over to the left side, keeping the right thigh open. Coming back to center, root down, use your leg strength, core strength to straighten, coming all the way up to standing. Bring the hands in front, gathering from the earth energy all the way up, reaching up. Turn the palms up. And arms come to shoulder height. Pivot back toes in, front toes toward the side edge of your mat. Or the side of your space here. Lower the arms for a moment. Look down at that front foot. Make sure that it's pointing 90 degrees straight ahead. The back foot might be parallel to the back edge of your space, or you can have your toes slightly turned inward. For Warrior 2, there's an external rotation in the thighs. So for a moment, imagine your thighs could spiral out this way. You can feel engagement in your thighs. Now we're going to bend into that front leg, hands on the hips, check that your hips are even, level. And your body is relatively open to this long edge, side edge of your space. Arms float up to shoulder height. Your drishti, which is your focal point, your gaze, supportive gaze might be forward, looking beyond the fingertips. On the right side, your spine is vertical, weight is pretty much even front and back leg. Find your center here. Softening the shoulders. These standing warrior postures are some classic postures in yoga that help to cultivate strength and stamina. But again, if this is new to you, you might bend a little less. You might not hold the posture as long. Check that your front knee doesn't go beyond the toes. Breathing in, breathing out. Release the arms. Let's straighten that front leg. Pivot right toes in. Now left toes 90 degrees in the other direction. Feel your hips as you lunge into that other leg now, keeping the hips level. Torso for a moment is facing the front of your space. The arms float up, shoulders release down. Good, and find your drishti, that supportive gaze. Lengthen from navel to heart, heart to throat, throat to forehead, forehead to crown. Good. When you feel complete, straighten the leg, release the arms. Let's dial the left toes in. Hands on the hips. You can look down for a moment. Your toes now are slightly turned inward, kind of like pigeon-toed. For this forward bend, we're going to shift the hips back, come into a tabletop. You can just leave your hands on your thighs for support. The hips are lined up over the heels. Some of you may slide the hands down the legs. If that is available to you, you can bring your fingertips onto your mat or maybe a block under your hands. You're shifting the hips back. Let's walk the hands, maybe tented fingers, up onto your fingertips forward. So you have this very wide-legged downward dog shape. Glide the heart forward. Maybe the head can release down. And notice where you feel the stretch. Are you equally weighted right and left side? Maybe one side is a little more open than the other. Try to balance it out. Breath flows in, breath flows out. Walk the hands toward the triangle of your legs. You might bend the knees a little here, root down, pull the belly muscles in as you slowly roll up. Once you've come up, then you can bend one side, bring one leg in, step, step, until you bring the feet to about hip width distance apart. Sun salute, arms reach out and up. Meet at the top. Lowering down the center line to rest on the heart. And just take a moment to kind of shake out the hands, the legs. We're going to come to a seated posture. Now, in your homes, if you're more comfortable sitting in a chair, that is fine too. Otherwise, you can sit on the ground, maybe on your mat, with a little boost under your hips. We're not going to be here too long. So you're listening to what you need. Your body might be asking you to sit up on a block. I'll demonstrate here with a block underneath. Or maybe a pillow. Your legs don't have to be folded, don't have to cross. But if they are, ideally your thighs are sloping downward from your hips. You have this slight tilt of the pelvis, and you have the space supporting the torso, the spine is reaching up and all the way out through the crown. And for a moment here, plug into the sitting bones. Feel your roots deep down into the earth. And with a long spine, the head turns over to one side. Maybe just letting the head turn to its comfort level. Drink in the light. Coming back to the center. Nice, easy glide over to the other shoulder. Breathing in. And breathing out. Back to center. Chin lifts, opening front of the throat, maybe gazing upwards. Breathe. Drink in the light. And return to center. Chin lowers toward the collarbones. Take a breath here. Release the shoulders, mouth and jaw relax. Belly, heart relax and come back to center. Now for the next few moments, you can stay here if you're comfortable in this seated posture, or if you'd like to lie down on your mat for the next couple of minutes, we'll just do a very brief relaxation. This is really a very short introduction to some of the practices that we can do in a yoga class. This would be considered a gentle class, maybe with mindful movement, yoga class that incorporates mindful movements and really paying attention to what we're doing, the sensation of the practice. So maybe the hands have settled, palms down or up on your knees or lap. Imagine that if you're seated, that you have this energy around you, holding you, supporting you. Lying down, feel the support of the earth. So the back body is feeling this softness, almost as if there was a cushion behind your back that you can rest your back body onto. Notice where the head is in relation to the heart, heart in relation to the belly. If you're lying on your back, you might bring one hand to the belly and the other hand on the heart. And just take a few moments being seated here too, with one hand belly on the belly and one hand on the heart. Noticing how the body responds to the breath. A little expansion of the belly, ribs and heart as you draw a deeper breath in. Softening of the heart. Ribs knit toward each other, and there might be a slight contraction of the belly toward the spine as you exhale completely. This is called yogic breathing, three-part, maybe yogic breathing, diaphragmatic breathing. And with each breath, invite yourself to maybe let go a little more. Support of the space around you, the earth, the light above. And when you're ready, if you're lying on the ground, you might just take a moment to bring the knees toward the chest, roll over to one side, and we'll all meet up in this seated pose. Bringing the palms to the heart center, lifting the heart into the thumbs, the thumb into the heart. Feel the breath flowing in and the breath flowing out. As the hands rise to the forehead center, may our thoughts be uplifting, opening our eyes to be here now. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today.